Welcome everybody to 2016. John and Aaron from the Gen XY. Hope you guys had a good holiday season. I know we did.
Well, some of us did.
Yeah, you were under the weather for a little bit of it.
How about all of it? But
Yeah.
whatever.
So, we just want to quickly go over some of the things that, because Aaron posted an article last year about his predictions for 2015, and he was kind of accurate on some of them. So we're gonna go through his predictions from last year, see what was right, see what was close, see what was wrong. Then he's gonna give us a little, what's say, snippet of your next article as to your predictions for this upcoming year, 2016.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some ideas. I don't have it nailed down yet, but there are some definites that I think are going to happen for sure that I can talk about beforehand.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we definitely want to give people a little something to look forward to. So let's get started into it. What were your predictions for last year that?
All right,
we
so
saw?
this is something I've kind of been doing for the last several years. I would send an email to my friends like, hey, here's, 10 to 20 things. I slowly brought it down to 10 because there's just too much research to do 20. And the beginning of the year last year, I had 10 predictions for 2015, 2016. And some of them, I deliberately put 2015 into 2016 because some of them bleed over.
Uh huh.
And because, sometimes it takes time for things to develop. But the first one was either Ted Cruz or Rand Paul will become the darling of the GOP insurgency during the primaries.
Yeah, it's definitely Ted Cruz.
Yeah, it was really who I thought it would be.
Same, yeah.
Rand had a chance at that, but his campaign was just not run very well. And, I figured Cruz, with his connections, would end up being that guy, and he has been. Now, some of you will think that, Donald Trump is the insurgency guy. That's actually not true. Believe it or not, Donald gets his support from independents, liberal Republicans, and conservative Republicans.
Yeah.
He actually he has a broad base of support, which is why his numbers are so high. The actual insurgency itself is a libertarian and conservative bent. So a lot of the people who are supporting Donald Trump are not in the movement, if you put it that way.
Yeah.
And Cruz has really captured the movement support. I had also said that Scott Walker will likely become a passing fancy, which is exactly what happened. The political inside baseball was that he just didn't have the chops for a national stage presence, and I watched the debates with him in it, and it was terrible. So
Yeah.
I knew he would drop out pretty fast, and he did. Second was, despite European whining and economic sanctions, Russia will double down on Ukraine.
Yep, that happened.
That exactly happened. I almost wondered if Russia would, go for the full-on, let's take half of Ukraine.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen too. Not gonna lie.
But I didn't. I kind of hedged on that one. I said it might happen, and they didn't go for it. Although I'm not ruling that out for the future. And luckily, we did not intervene on Russia doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
At least not overtly. The U.S. fracking industry will experience a recession. Yes.
Yep, that
That
happened.
absolutely happened. It is falling apart. And I said it probably will bring the market down with it. That hasn't happened yet, although it's beginning to happen. We had a 1,100 point plunge at the end of August, beginning of September. And since then, stocks sort of rallied when the plunge protection team got involved, and they've been doing what they can to keep it floating. But stocks actually ended up flat or negative for the year.
Oh, okay.
So, the reason being is that all of the job growth, almost all, a lot of the job growth since the 2008 crash has been from the energy sector and the fracking industry, and with them going under, and nothing else really developing due to Washington's policies.
Yeah.
That's going to bring the market down. Will it crash this year? Maybe, maybe not. Well, we'll see. It all depends on what the Fed does.
Mm-hmm.
Said 4 remember the measles outbreak like last January?
Yeah.
most people probably forgotten about it, said that so there would be a push for mandatory vaccines in some of the authoritarian states, like California would pass mandatory vaccination. That happened.
Yeah, that happened.
That
I remember hearing about that briefly. But,
yeah, well, of course, they don't want to talk about the full-on tyranny of sticking needles in your arm involuntarily.
yeah.
But, whatever. Now, also about this time last year, the Jordanians started fighting ISIS. And I said that would only serve to expand the war and bolster ISIS recruitment.
And that's happened.
Exactly happened. ISIS is actually stronger than it was 12 months ago.
Yep.
Now, it has recently started going in decline due to Russian airstrikes. But the Russian airstrikes then proved that the war expanded. It didn't decline. People need to understand that this is a Sunni versus Shia war, and ISIS, having other countries that are viewed as being backed by the West attacking it just improves its Islamic street cred. So, the only real way to take these guys out is to cut off their funding from Saudi Arabia, cut off their funding from Turkey, cut off their funding or arms dealing from the U.S. Yes, we have been giving them weapons. Let's all... What? Huh? Rand Paul talked about that in one of the debates? Oh, wait.
Oh, that's right. That's public now. Okay.
Yeah, that's public knowledge. Yeah.
So that's no longer a conspiracy theory. That's good.
No, that's out there.
Okay.
Let's see here. So that happened. So we're 5 for 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I had... Now, this prediction, it changed. I did edit it like a couple days later. I said the price of gas will shoot back up as the Saudi-led oil cartel sticks it to us. That was their plan. However, as I kept researching, a couple days later, I found out that there was a good chance that the Saudis had triggered a deflationary spiral, and they wouldn't be able to get the price of oil back up past $50 a barrel. Right now, it stands at 37? Was that the last one?
I haven't checked.
I don't remember. It's been bouncing around the low 40s.
I've been distracted with other stuff.
It's been the high 50s to low 30s. I'm sorry, the high 30s to low 40s.
Yeah.
And while this is good news at the pump, it means in the short term American fracking will die off. Russia will have its back in the corner and become wildly dangerous because their economy is based off of oil. And honestly, I do not like oil prices dropping that much means demand's dropping a lot, which means the world economy is going into a recession. So enjoy it while it lasts, but in the long term, that's not good. 7. I said I fully expect the dullards in D.C. to pass the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Yep, that's going on right now.
Yeah.
They've already passed what section was it?
The first phase of giving the administration total carte blanche to negotiate it, and then having an up or down vote later.
Yeah.
So this is like half right because they haven't gone to the full process of getting it all passed.
Well, that'll take more than just 1 year.
Yeah,
so.
Which is why I said 2015 into 2016.
Yeah.
But we'll give myself a half since the other part hasn't happened yet. But just to let you know, they've never not passed an agreement. After passing the first phase of giving that total carte blanche to the administration to write the treaty, they've never not passed the second phase. So we're pretty much, slam dunk on that one.
Yeah.
I said gold would drop further as deflation hits. Yeah,
that's happened.
No one was talking about deflation 12 months ago. Well,
Not really.
I shouldn't say no one. People in the know were, but your mainstream media was not. And that has actually happened. Gold and silver hit all-time lows.
Yeah.
Well, not all-time lows, but recent lows. In this year. And I think they'll start going up after this. I think they've hit their bottom.
Yeah, they have.
But, yeah. So that happened. So we are, 7.5 for 8? Mm-hmm. Right?
All right. Now, this one you were off base on.
I said the Colts would do no worse than a 10-6 season. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, nobody, to my credit, nobody saw that coming. We're 8-8, didn't even win the division.
Yeah.
Not going into the playoffs.
No, not gonna lie. When you said 10-6, I thought that was gonna happen. So.
I also said no better than a 12-4. But,
I thought you were being nice. You said 12-4.
Yeah, I thought it was being nice. 10 and I honestly thought it would be somewhere in between the two. what are you
And
gonna
then you
do?
sarcastically predicted AFC Championship. Well, they'll be in the game. So,
I said, they'll march back the AFC Championship and put in parentheses, a man can
Can
dream,
dream.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean,
yeah.
I was being funny at that point.
yeah.
So I got that one wrong. Then finally I said China begins biting it as hard as everyone else. So, I mean, China would join the ranks with Greece, with Latin America, Brazil, etc. And that's exactly what's happened. Because, as I said, their debts are so bad, they make us look thrifty.
Well, they bought our bad debts. So I should tell you what their economic policy was.
And
Real quick, just so everyone knows, yeah, China's not burning buildings like Greece is, but also at the same time, they're kind of like us. They like to judge their economy off their stock market, and their stock market's plunged.
yeah,
That's what we mean by
it
it.
dropped by 40%, was it, in 2 months, something like that?
Yeah, it was tremendous.
Now the government went in and started buying up stocks to reinflate it, but that's not going to last.
yeah.
That'll move
That's very
into-
short term.
Yeah, that's very short term. They have started biting it. They're done. Like, stick a fork in them.
Yeah.
So that being pessimistic, that gave me an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So, 85% success rate?
I mean, that's not
Or
bad.
80% success rate because you're a success rate because you're a white male.
Right, right. We have to round down. Right, I forgot.
I couldn't help it. Oh,
Which is way better than CNBC is going to do.
Right.
But that's because I base my predictions off of real news and historical trends, not what I want, what I think
want to
people
happen.
want to hear. Yeah, no. Of course, the economy's doing great. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So, what are your predictions for 2016?
Yeah, so 2016, I mean, it's hard to talk about what's going to happen because we've both really called this, 2016 the year we let it burn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Because I'm like I said before in some of our prior conversations, I've been complaining for 2 presidential administrations now, or 2 presidential terms, and people are still like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's like, okay, all right, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, just I'm for free stuff now without working for it. Printing money is no longer bad policy. Getting rid of businesses is a great way to have future generations be prosperous. Healthcare needs to actually quadruple on top of its doubling, because that'll make sure that poor people get more free stuff. So yeah, like America wants this, so give the people what they want. I mean,
didn't Rand Paul say something about this after the 2012 election? Like, you know what? Just give them everything they want and let it burn,
Yeah.
and then we'll pick up the pieces afterwards.
Yeah.
That is something along those lines.
yeah, because like the old saying goes, mankind doesn't learn from history, so we have to repeat it. Like we just can't look back and say this doesn't work. It's been tried before. Let's do something else. No, people want to set the building on fire and think that somehow it's going to not burn, even though previous buildings that were made of
It's
the
like
same material
trying to
burn
get
the
rid
same
of
way.
your neighbor by burning their apartment down when their apartment is connected to yours.
Yes, that is the level of
That's
intelligence.
how we're
Yeah.
going to combat poverty by creating more poverty.
Yes.
Anyway,
So yeah, 2016. Like I said, I'm really gonna cut down on the complaining via this website and Facebook, and I'm gonna. I kind of wanted to wait till later to kind of announce this, but I'll just do it now. I'm really gonna address the Christian community because everyone likes picking on Christians, and we won't get sanctioned and edited if we do that. So, but
right.
but no. So yeah, 2016. We're just gonna just like okay, yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, give us your predictions for 2016.
All right, so this is just some of them. I'm leaving the door open to removing some of them, adding some different ones, but I'm not going to go into all 10. I will come out with 10. But my first one is I think that the feds / our controlling oligarchy,
Yeah.
if you don't think there's an oligarchy, you need to have your head checked.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go after the First Amendment. I think this is the year they try to shut people down. I'm not saying they're going to be successful.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I think you're going to see through copyright law being expanded,
Yeah.
going after sites like the
Ours.
Drudge Report, Ours, WND, Basically, any kind of like alternative insurgent stuff where they post links and then talk about them.
Yeah.
That they're going to do everything they can to shut that down.
Yeah.
Talk radio, they've been gunning that for decades, ever since the fairness, quote unquote, doctrine got repealed because it was unfair. And I think that they're going to go after that as well. I don't know if they'll be successful, but
they're going to try.
Well, it will not surprise me if we see a Supreme Court case, determining whether or not something that should be obviously protected by the First Amendment is or not.
Yeah, I'm going to go more conservative and just say that they're going to introduce more legislation, but it's going to be more frequent. Because, with all of these, race politics and what you can and can't say, but then, you can attack Christianity and no one bats an eye, stuff like that is kind of like the writing's on the wall. So I'm just going to say,
I think that's obvious.
More draconian legislation will be introduced. That's going to be my prediction.
I'll go more on the limb. I think that's obvious that that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm trying to make sure I'm right.
Right. Right. I'm not saying there'll be a Supreme Court case. I'm saying it won't surprise me.
Yeah.
But I think much like we're seeing Barack talking about executive action on gun control, you'll see similar things happening against the First Amendment. We'll talk about there'll be cries in the media to restrict speech that's hateful, protesters, liberal trendies, all that, basically going after free speech in the guise of, we don't want to hurt people, we don't want to trigger people, we don't want to make the Muslims mad, we don't want to make the extremists mad. You're talking hate speech. Hate speech should be banned. That kind of stuff is definitely going to happen. And the Supreme Court level, large federal suit, etc., might happen.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think this is the year that they go for broke on that.
Okay. What else you got? Or is that it? Is that our teaser? Or
no, I got more. Let's see here. I'm pulling up my notes because they somehow got off my screen. I think China goes belly up.
Oh, okay.
And I mean it. I think they really... I think that they're spent on all their ways to prop up their economy and their market. And I think, like today, they just dropped by 7% in a day. I think that's it for them. I think 2016 is it. By 2017, they're going to be... Everyone's going to know they're in a recession and everything's going to go very poorly for them. Which is bad because they've got like tens of millions of males who won't have a job and can't get a wife. So, yeah, that'll end well. This is an obvious one. Hillary gets the nomination. That's hardly even a prediction. That's not even a prediction. That's
Next.
a duh. But look, the GOP is way too much in the air to make a call. Anybody who says they know how it's going to turn out is a liar. They don't know how it's going to turn out. I think the closest thing we can say is that Ted Cruz and Donald Trump get the largest combined vote share.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not saying either one of them will even be the nominee. We might have a brokered convention. But I will be surprised if combined the two of them don't get the most amount of votes.
Yeah. Okay.
The Turkey and Russia situation gets worse, not better.
Yep.
I
personally would say that was an easy one. So.
Yeah, but see, you're informed about history. Most
True,
people
that's
don't
right.
know that. These two have hated each other for centuries. They have a long history of having nasty crisis wars with each other. They're both on the timeline for having another crisis war. They've already shot down a Russian jet. They're threatening to sink Russian ships. Erdogan, however you pronounce his name, the guy who's in charge in Turkey, is both corrupt and crazy. Yeah. He actually wants to bring back the Ottoman Empire. I mean, and I know that sounds nuts because it is nuts.
Yeah.
But that's what he wants to do, and I mean, he's got the will and the people and the people in power to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying do it, but attempt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he like many other people in the region think there's going to be a new Islamic caliphate and that Turkey's going to be on top. And I think he goes for it. I'm not saying that there'll be a crisis war this year. I'm saying there's like a 25% chance that there's a crisis war this year.
Yeah.
But it gets worse. Finally, the immigrant crisis. This is related immigrant crisis in Europe. There have been rape gangs. There have been rape has skyrocketed in Europe. I believe is it Sweden?
Yeah.
I think Sweden is now the rape capital of the industrialized world. It's second in rapes in the world.
Yeah.
Due to the so-called refugees coming in, the 80% male refugees coming in, and the crime has skyrocketed. Sexual assault, I mean, it's through the roof. And look, populations aren't only gonna tolerate their women being raped in mass.
Yeah.
For so long. I mean, one story, and this is story after story after story, I'm just picking out one. One woman in Germany, I believe, maybe it was Sweden or Germany, I can't remember which one. She was raped, in an alleyway, was walking to the police station, and got raped again by another man.
Wow.
Because she was had to walk through a migrant area to get to the police station. Just on New Year's Eve, there were gangs of quote-unquote migrants shooting fireworks into the crowd. There are lots of cases of rape and sexual assault. They're doing a mass investigation, encourage people to come forward. There's already been 30 to 40 reported cases from that one. It was Cologne, that one city alone. The result of all of this is you're going to see nationalism and right-wing groups skyrocket in support in Europe.
Yeah.
You're going to see, and they're going to be called right-wing. They won't necessarily be right-wing.
Yeah.
They might just be nationalists. Might just be sane, because right now Europe is ruled by a bunch of insane people who don't live on this planet.
Yeah.
And you're going to see those political groups that everyone in Europe thought were dead. You're going to see them resurrected this year.
Oh.
It's going to happen. They're going to win scores of local elections and maybe even national elections.
Yeah. Well, let it
Yeah.
burn.
Yeah. We don't need no water. No, sorry.
So, yeah. But anyway, those are predictions. I pretty much agree with Aaron on a lot of those. So far, his 2016 predictions are on point. But, I was reading some of the same articles you were and doing my own research on unrelated topics. But I want to bring up this funny article by Rolling Stone, of all places. And this just further goes to show how we are, as a generation, on our own. Meaning we really can't look to our predecessors on how to handle and deal with all of the chaos that we have to go. That we're going to have to deal with. And it's called 50 Things Millennials Have Never Heard of. Now, this goes back to our generational theory stuff. And it says millennials were born in 1981 to, what would they say? It was 20 years, so 2001.
False.
Yeah, wrong. And you guys can look at my article breakdown as to why that's a lie. But anyway, so Aaron, you and I were both born mid-'80s, right? Mm-hmm. So let's see if there's 50 things, if these 50 things that we've never heard of between the two of us. And this is November 25th of 2013, so this is a couple years old. But Too Legit to Quit, number one.
No, definitely.
Oh, MC Hammer. Okay.
Yeah, MC Hammer. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. You know who MC Hammer is? Koosh Balls.
I had one.
Yeah, I actually, when I was 5 years old, I got in trouble for stealing one of these from Target. Yeah, and my mom made me go back and apologize to the manager, and then I got my butt whooped. So,
as you should have.
Yes, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Duh.
Yep, we know who that is.
Come on.
Yeah, Good Vibrations.
He was in Lone Survivor.
Yeah, Taylor Dane.
I actually don't know about Taylor Dane.
Me neither. Between 1987 and 1990, she had a couple hits.
Well, we were three.
Yeah. So, Temple of the Dog, Hunger Strike. That's a song. I've heard of the. I've heard
of Hunger Strike. I've not heard of Temple of the Dog.
Yeah, I've heard of them, but I couldn't really name the song. Ross Perot.
Oh, duh.
We know who Ross
I know who Ross Perot is.
We are very familiar with Ross Perot.
I mean, his whole meltdown on TV and
the giant sucking sound. Yeah. Remember that really well.
Yep.
Gorbachev.
Well, duh.
Yep, we remember him too.
I mean, come on. He was prime minister, or was he president, or both? Because they have both.
I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, leader of the Soviets. So yeah, president. Jack, I think there's Palancis Oscar push-ups. No, I don't remember that.
I didn't watch I've never watched the Oscars, so you could talk about something that happened last year in the Oscars, and I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it happened in 1992.
Right.
B-Girl. I remember B-Girl. B-Girl was in the Blind Melon video for No Rain. Yep, there it is.
Getting film developed.
Remember that?
Yep.
I
remember the film inside the fridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I Can't Dance. Phil Collins.
Oh, King Midas of Pop. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of remember that, but not really.
Ice-T. Yeah, of course.
As a rapper.
Ice-T.
Yep,
yeah.
I remember Ice-T as a rapper.
Before he was, an actor.
David Faustino from Married with Children. Loved that show. My dad and I used to watch it all the time. 227. You might not remember this.
I know.
This was a black TV show.
Okay.
So I was like,
that would explain it.
I remember it a little bit. I remember the characters more so than anything else. But Arliss. My dad loved that show. I remember Arliss.
I remember his face.
Yeah. It was. We were like in middle school, going to high school, when that came out.
Right. Okay. Yeah. 2002ish, something like that.
Ellen Cleghorn. Yeah, that was a character from Saturday Night Live. Or she had a character on Saturday Night Live.
The Dinosaurs. Yes.
I remember. We remember that show. That was when we were a kid. Answering Machines.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Of course.
Jenna Von Oy. Yeah, she was in Blossom. I knew that.
Right.
Yeah,
the chick with the hat. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna post this in the description.
Oh,
so people
Baywatch.
Baywatch. Yeah.
Come on.
This article is gonna be in the description.
I'm sorry, but only millennials, actual millennials, would not know what this is.
This is yeah.
Okay.
Reversal of Fortune. 1990 movie. Okay,
Sybil?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that one.
everyone knows Sybil Shepherd. Come on.
Know that one too. Dabney Coleman. Hang on, what was he? War Games. I knew his face.
Yep.
Yeah, he was in War Games. Okay, I remember that with
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Watch that on.
Okay, we're done here. Look, we don't need to read through all 50. We've already known all but one of them.
Hold on, I'm gonna. There's Nick Family Ties. Remember that?
Yeah, come on.
I don't know who this is.
Yeah, Corey Nemec. All right, so that's two.
Ferris Bueller's. Oh no. Okay, yeah, he played the friend on Ferris Bueller. I know that.
Oh, that was his name.
Lauren Holly, Picket Fences. Didn't watch that show. My parents did, but I know the show, but not her. Nelson. Okay, don't know them. 1990. Bushwhack Bill.
Remember the Ghetto Boys.
Okay, got me on that one. Judge Reinhold.
I remember him.
Still, I mean, I wouldn't say he's famous now, but yeah, I remember him. Yeah, Billy Hills movies. Keenan Ivory Wayans, Living Color. Yep.
That was all you.
Yeah, another black show.
Leisure Suit Larry.
I don't remember that. That was middle school. Men at Work.
Yep.
Charlie Sheen. Jason and Jeremy London. What were they from? I don't. Dazed and
Floyd.
Confused. Oh.
Starred as Randall Pink.
Yeah.
Floyd and,
Whatever.
Yeah, Dazed and Confused.
Fart Man.
Fart Man.
Don't know that one.
I didn't know that one. Choose Your Own Adventure books. Yes.
Yep, I remember those.
Loved them.
I didn't read them, but I remember them. They were popular.
Okay, look, the point of this is that
wow, these are way off.
this was obviously
only if you were born in like 95 or after. Like,
which is an actual millennial time frame.
Yeah.
Like if you were born from like
look at Laserdisc,
like
LA Gears,
like 93 to 2000
floppy disks.
Yeah.
Come on.
You don't know what these things are.
Wings, remember that?
But
dial-up mode.
We do.
Yeah. This is unbelievable. How do you not remember the stuff in your age?
Exactly.
Yeah. Carmen Sandiego, remember that show?
Of course I do. I watched it as a kid.
Class Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's it. That was all 50. Okay.
Right. So
wow. Yeah. So see, guys, once again, we are on our own. Like, they think we're children. They misappropriate the generations. It's just...
Well, it boils down to this. Is people older than us... I understand why they don't understand generational theory.
Yeah.
Because it didn't get published until the 90s.
Yeah.
Only a few people in historical circles latched onto it. It's only now starting to take off as an actual theory. There's like one website.
Yeah.
2 websites, I'm sorry, that talk about it. But at the end of the day, your boomers... Your silent generation, your Generation Xers, they don't understand it. They don't know about it. And they kind of just...
Well, your early Xers.
Yeah, your early Xers, your later Xers.
We're actually the late Xers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They push us all into one category.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the difference between actual millennials and people like you and me.
Yeah.
at all, and they think we're clueless.
Yeah, and again, I break down the actual generational timelines the way it should be, more accurately put, and our article on Gen XY is titled, Dad, what was the name of it? Oh, Stop Calling Me a Millennial. Yeah. So
it basically generations go like this. You have a 5-year shift period.
Yeah.
That the people born in that 5-year shift period take on attributes of both generations that it shares with. Then there's 10 years where that generation is just like people born in that time frame act like that generation.
Yeah.
And then there's another 5 years where they, and these are all estimates.
There was another shift.
There was another shift period. So that comes up with a generation of 20 years. And we're on that shift period between Generation X and Generation Y.
Yeah.
The millennials. Millennials are actually in a shift period between Y and the next one, whatever they're going to be called, which we don't know yet.
Yeah, the 1998 to 2002. That's really the millennial generation.
But I feel like we're talking inside baseball here, unless people have read that article.
Yeah, well, again, go look it up. But anyway, that's our video, first one for 2016. John and Aaron from the Gen XY.
If you don't believe our predictions yet, you need to go back and reread what I posted in January/February of 2015.
Yeah, it's on the website. All right. John and Aaron from the Gen XY.